Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Coach Murray here. I was out walking some dogs, and these dogs have had some trauma in their past. Both rescues and a little reactive. Uh, Not all the time, but unpredictably reactive. So they have to be walked with a leash. And if we're going to a place like we did today, where there's other dogs off leash, they have to wear muzzles just in case. And that really, really got me thinking about living with trauma. Now, trauma is what holds our leash. Just like I was holding the girl's leash. So they can only go a certain distance, and then the leash holds them so that they can or have to remain in a relatively small space. And a muzzle is really kind of a mental indicator for me of how we've been taught to really manage what we say and what we do based on the expectations of others. Now, when we heal from our trauma, we are literally freeing ourselves from that leash that holds us in place, that keeps us in our quote-unquote comfort zone, but also limits our possibilities of where we can go, what we can do, what we can accomplish, how we can get there, how much fun we can have along the way. And the same is true for muzzles. Now, I'm not advocating that you just randomly blurt out and speak everything that comes into your head, because a lot of that comes from trauma as well. But the patterns that we built around how we have to communicate with others based on our trauma really do muzzle our personal expression. And it was just a really interesting analogy for me to look at how, even though we are out and participating in the world, there are still potentially things that are holding us back, that are limiting us, and like I said, are limiting our self-expression. And I'm talking about our true self-expression. When we heal our traumas, not only do we release that leash, that tether that keeps us within a safe distance, but it also removes the filters or the muzzle that we have put around what we are allowed to say and how we are allowed to express ourselves. And again, I'm not advocating for just shooting off your mouth without thought or based on just the thoughts that are coming to your head if they're trauma related, and most of us still have those. So I encourage you today to look at areas in your life where you are limited by your belief system, which is what your trauma creates, and by your patterns of behavior, which are the tools that you use to cope with your trauma. And they are very, very, very controlling. And at the end of the leash, once we heal that trauma that's holding on to it, the leash gets released. And once we process who we truly are and what we truly believe, we can express in loving and compassionate, but absolutely authentic ways who we are and what we believe. So my encouragement for you today is, like I said, to look at the areas where you kind of are at the end of your leash and there's so much more to go, and you can see what's beyond you, but you just can't quite figure it out how to get there. because there is a limiting belief based on a trauma that is a tether that's holding you back from further exploration. So if this is something that you'd like to explore further in a professional setting, my name is Coach Murray. You can find me at coachthe.rainbow.net. I'm happy to have a free consultation with you, chat about kind of where things are at in your life, and help you see past those blinders of limiting beliefs, but more so getting down to the point where we can actually heal that trauma that we carry in our bodies so that we can release that leash, so that we can actually start formulating in a positive way our own beliefs that actually serve ourselves and others, and then we can express them in a positive way. So that's my short little message for today. Don't get caught in your leash. Don't get caught in your muzzle, but that takes some work. And yes, just like when I was holding the leash for the girls, it was to keep them safe and to protect them and to protect other dogs that they might come in contact with. But once that trauma is healed, then we are in a position where we can go where we want to go, we can do what we want to do, and we can authentically express ourselves in ways that genuinely serves us and serves our community and serves our loved ones and serves our children and serves our family. And that is the ultimate goal that I'm here to help you achieve. I hope this little analogy brings some clarity to how trauma can affect us, and that there is the possibility with some work to heal those traumas and release the tethers that are holding us back from living our very best and most authentic lives. I love you all. Again, you can find me at coachthe.rainbow.net, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Have a great day, everybody. Much, much love. Take care. Bye-bye.